Welcome to the show, Bass and Bonsai. We are back off the water and in the house. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about. We've got an unboxing. I want to say there's at least 5 or more of the baits from that huge purchase I made from AliExpress. If you guys remember right, this one showed up. And I wasn't that I was afraid, I just knew I'd probably go out and throw it off. So yeah, I guess I was afraid I'd throw it off without waiting for a bigger line to show up. So this one hasn't gotten wet yet. And it is definitely one of the cheaper ones of the bunch, but we're getting ready to find out what we got in. But before we do, we have to address a few things. First of all, look at this box underneath this rod and reel combo. It is so loaded with not junk. These are some of the best baits known to man. Well, known to me that I feel catch fish. Let me move this big bait out of the way for a minute. I hate to set anything like this on the floor because them hooks will end up in your foot. So, let me put this back where it was. Hang on. Okay. So before we get into all of the clutter and all of the mess, if you guys just watched it, yeah. Oh, I'm glad I got you here. I was going to talk about Big A Baits because he has a new mold and he was asking me about colors, and I could not explain this color coming from AliExpress. So I sent him a pic, but he may be able to tell off this too. It's the same color as this one. What I would like to have is that outside colors and then the gold fleck also with purple. So basically this color right here, but with a lighter belly, if that makes sense. So this is that green pumpkin, purple and gold flake. This is the baits from AliExpress. And both of these seem to be excellent trailers. These more so for chatterbaits, these for either or, mainly this one right here. So I would actually take, even this color in Swimbaits also, because I can only get, they only make them up to like 3 or 3 3/4 from the Meredith baits from AliExpress, and I can't find a color that quite matches that on any of the other ones. So if you're going to make baits like this in this color, and then also like these in a, probably, I'm thinking like a 3.5 inch or a 4 inch, somewhere in there is the best thing for like a lot of your for trailer material, or even for the small underspins and stuff like that. Once you get into the 5 inch or bigger, then you're in swimbait territory, right? So I've got another, there's a smaller version. I guess that's just I don't even know what they call the top color, but that is definitely not white or clear. It's like a, I would almost call it, if anything, it looks like a plastic bone color, honestly, if like I had to call it a color. Almost like a, cloudy, not quite a white or clear. No, with a gold fleck, but if it had a little bit of purple fleck in it, wouldn't hurt my feelings none. Or just a green pumpkin and a, not a clear bottom, but like a lighter, either green pumpkin or something like that. Okay, he's calling it, so we can get pretty close to almost a light monkey milk. So yeah, those colors, and then also this color here is a crazy color from Z-Man, but basically a, what do they call that, smash something. I think that's a good crappie imitation if it had like the speckled stuff, but when you put it on as a trailer with like a crappie imitating, skirt material, and then this is just like as the little boot tail, it works. But this would be better if it had that where's another bait? I got so many baits scattered around. I'm getting ready to dump this thing out. Oh my god. I can't find one. Hang on, don't go anywhere. Because I believe this is one of your baits right here also. So that is more like a watermelon top. So I'm basically wanting more like a green pumpkin-y top, but then I want the gold, and here it is. Here's one. So I don't know if you can see how it just has like a, I don't know, it almost has a yellowish tint, but like something like that with a black fleck to imitate crappie, I think would be good for any of the trailer, you know, especially like a boot tail of some sort. I need to keep these from mixing up the Elastec to the what you call it. So anyway, yeah, there's only a handful of colors I really like. I don't even know. I don't remember rigging this one up. So far this year, that color, well, the other two I had, these two colors have been the best colors for trailers. And as you can see, I mean, they're not hugely far off. Like from one way, if you take out the purple fleck, those are pretty close color. Then it gets light on the bottom, and this one's got the purple fleck. So all right, let's go. And while I got this this bait, big blade in my hands, let's talk about that before we go to dumping this box out and I move this destroyer out of the way. We'll talk about it briefly. So I just kind of rushed the other video. If you guys haven't watched the last two videos that dropped, go watch those of Out on the Water, because I did the kind of a comparison video comparing the Mini Max and the big blade, and then somewhere in this box, I'm not even going to dig for yet, is the regular Elite or the standard size chatterbait. And what was funny is for that day, as clear as the water was, this one actually caught a couple. The regular one, Elite, caught a couple, and this one only caught one. But I hope I explained it to you guys what I'm talking about when you talk about the weight to the blade, kind of like the weight to blade size ratio dictates how well it'll jump around or how high up it'll let that bait ride at the same speed, basically. So on that day, I think the going a little slower up higher was better, and that's why this and the regular one was working. This Mini Max is actually a 3/8 ounce with a little blade, so it's going to be down a little deeper, which works a lot of times and when you're not in real shallow grass. So I probably need to get a 1/4 ounce. They make this in a 1/4, 3/8, and a half. They make this starting in a half, 5/8, and 3/4. So to have the same kind of thing going on, you would need this in a 1/4, like this in the 1/2 ounce that we have here. Or if you wanted a 1/2 ounce here, the 3/8 or 3/4 ounce, you would get close to the same results, just a bigger size difference. But overall, so far what I'm seeing, there's really not, like, if a chatterbait's getting hit, more so than the size, it seems to be color and just, you know, how you're working the bait. Like if it's, like I talked about, if it's able to ride a little higher up and still go slow. Most of the time, I like that better than, you know, like, because I had that 1.5 ounce jackhammer I had. I don't know if I ever caught, I think I caught one fish on that bait. So the reason I threw that other video together was because yesterday I was out fishing this one. If you remember right, the video I put out, I need to glue this thing, spin it around and glue it, because I loosened it up by peeling off all those things. And if you haven't watched the video I put out today from yesterday, go watch it. I basically got tired of messing with this bait. It was not getting hit. I could not get a hit on it. We were at Pogue again. So I just started ripping all the orange off, and I wanted to leave just a couple strands just to give it that little hint of orange in there, because it's a bluegill imitation. But then I started looking at how much chartreuse was still on it. So then I took off a lot of the chartreuse tips and some of the blue strands just to darken it up a little bit. It's still, if you look at it, there's still quite a few colors. There's a lot of colors going on there, but it's more subtle. It's just not that crazy, insanely bright like this bait was. I'd I'd put it more in the class of this, like what this one is. This one honestly probably has a few too many strands of orange. I could take out, and then it would be good. The the other one, wherever it is, I feel the head on it is actually a little touch on the bright side, like you could maybe darken it up. I don't know where it's at. So anyway, watch those videos, but like my take on the whole chatterbait battle between these, I don't think it's a huge deal, but what I did find out was that it's way easier to throw at our tequila back rack that we're going to be using for swim baits. It just simplifies throwing something like this with a more of a power handle. This one, it's not like it pulls like a 10XD or anything like that. You could throw it on regular gear, but you need at least probably a medium heavy or bigger, just because it does have that big hook size. It's a better hook by a little bit than the Z-Man original, but it's that big gaping hook. So you definitely need, I'd say, medium heavy or heavier to get the job done on hook sets. And it's all about how you pull into it. And go watch that video. I'm not an expert or nothing, but I was actually proud of myself when I watched how I was setting the hook with this big rod. I was kind of leaning. You could watch me kind of start to sweep around and then just kind of give it a whoop, a little extra at the end. And I got the majority of those that once they grabbed. I had little dinks. They were actually, I think they were hitting at the blade and doing all kinds of weird stuff. But the bigger fish, I think I got every one I could feel the weight on. I got in with this huge tequila baccarat that's like from 3/4 to 4 ounce rating, but it was throwing this 1/2 ounce with that on it like no problem. It'll fling these baits out. It's no issue for it. All right, so let me move this out of the way. So if you take anything from it like I took from myself, you go buy a bait and it looks pretty good, but something looks like you could either, and maybe it's you need to add a color. Maybe you see a bait and you're like, man, that bait looks perfect, but if it had, some strands of purple, don't be afraid to, customize on these skirted baits. Maybe you need to take a color, make it a little lighter, or make it a little brighter, or add some different things. Because I've heard several people talking about, like, when you look at, especially on a bluegill, you look at the side of a bluegill, there are like 50 different shades of colors on the side of that fish. A crappie is kind of limited. A bass is sort of limited. Maybe you could say 5 to 10 or something. Bluegill and certain fish that you're trying to imitate, there are a lot of different colors. So almost any, unless it's a customized one that's been done right, custom jig that you're getting somewhere, there's only so many colors in there. So what I would recommend, though, if you're going to do that, pull some of the same colors maybe off of one and then, get it up and tie it on. There's different videos on how to do that kind of stuff, but in some way or another, or just by the trailer, kind of like we're going to work with Big A and get done, add some colors to that bait. But I feel that Big Blade definitely, it kicked up into its hookup percentage and, fish bite percentage by just actually toning it down by taking some of the strands and the color brightness off of it. And then sometimes you just it's too bulky and you just need to take some off just for the fact you want it a little more streamlined where it can jump around. So anyway, I'm going to treat this day box because I've tried to go through it and I try to do this and I try to do that, but before we go to the unboxing, what I'm going to do, this thing has to weigh like 8 pounds. Like it's about as heavy as my personal best bass. We're just going to dump it all out. And I'm going to start over. It's kind of like when you clean out your closet. The best way to clean out your closet or your car or anything is throw everything out of it. Only put back what you're like, oh, that needs to go. I have to have that. If you don't have to have it, don't put it back in there. So we're starting fresh again. Starting with a new day box. I'm going to get this stuff sorted out and try to hopefully the Elastic keep it separated from the regular plastic. That is a nightmare. Jesus. And refresh our day box for next weekend's festivities. We will be fishing. Oh my gosh. Look at that. I forgot. I totally even spaced this dude off. I remembered it yesterday. I was going to get it out and fish it because them little bait fish were jumping around. But so far, that dude is a 100% no. He catches fish 35% of the time, none of the time. I haven't caught a fish on that thing yet. So let's look through here as we're getting ready to go to the unboxing. This color right here has done very well. If I had to pick, like if I had to say which one of these two are the best baits, this one sucks, this one's good. This is like $14, this is like 6 or 7 or 8. That ATV, that color, last few trips out has been good. That is a dead bait. Get out of there. I don't think I've even thrown this color yet. I haven't felt that I need to go that subtle to. But yeah, all these ATV ones, the 4 different colors I got, or 6, 5, I don't know. I got a bunch now. Seem to be good. There's the Dr. Krankenstein. Here we go. This thing here, black and blue gold blade, started off strong. I think I had 1 or 2 videos, and then as soon as the chatterbait bite was kicking in, this little, oh, I got it. Oh no. Oh no. Oh God. That thing finally gave out. That's the first one I cut down at the beginning of I don't know. Was it towards early fall, towards the end of summer? I don't know. Whenever I switched to those goats, that is still the very first black and blue goat I cut down. Finally gave out. This dude, I've switched it around. I pulled it on and off a few different baits over, but this dude's been a soldier. That's the knockoff. It has totally gotten chewed and caught a bunch of fish. And I guess I should talk about it real quick. I don't know where it's at the moment, but you'll find out the one bait. This is the brand new one. I don't even think I've thrown this yet. The one Z-Man that I was talking about sharpieing it because this starts flaking off and you have like a white undercoating. That finally broke. Like the snap had slipped and it got caught here on grass and we yanked and it broke right in here somewhere. So the one spinnerbait broke from the Z-Man, but it caught a bunch of fish also. So let's do the unboxing. You guys don't want to see this carnage. I'm going to have to sort through this whole entire mess in a hurry. As soon as I get done with this live stream, I got to get all this Z-Man stuff separated, out of the way, not touching anything else. Figure what's good, what's bad. Oh God, that's what happens when it does. Somebody did something. Is that sticky? That's not sticky anymore. Oh, yeah, it is. It's slimy. I need note to self: don't leave Z-Man attached. I know I keep saying that. Now see, that's a good one. Now what happens with these Z-Man ones, when I put them in, that's kind of why I started doing that. When I put them in with other baits, the white absorbs, and so I was kind of doing what they've already done with that Slam Shady. That's what they call that color, that white color, Slam Shady Z-Man color now. But I was kind of doing that on my own, kind of. It started last year. Kind of put those whites in there and get them an off-white. Because a crappie, a lot of times, will get a yellowish tint to their sides and their, So, yeah. All right, unboxing. That's a nightmare. We'll start with the smaller box packet. They're packages. None of these are boxes. Make sure I got them all. We got 1, 2, 3. There's the smallest, I think. Here's the smallest. 4. And then we'll save the big one for last. I think it's got a few in it. It's pretty big. So let's go with 1, 2, 3. Let's open the yellow one first. There's only one yellow one. These should be our swim baits of various sizes, various styles. Oh my gosh. I need a knife. Here we go. Now these are going to be cheap ones. They're coming from AliExpress. Some of these are way cheaper than others. Are you guys ready? Let's do it like this. All right. Number 1 is kind of a top watery, wakey, baity, bassy, colory, something. Look at that. I know, high class packaging. There's no name whatsoever. Period. I don't know if there's going to be a name on the bait. The hooks look cheap. I can see that from here. The hooks look funky. The bait itself, that looks a little funky, but that just has to set back there. There's no the hooks here. It's got a double deal on it. That feels pretty solid. That thing should get hit. Should catch a fish. We won't know until we get out and work it. See what it does. There's it sitting in my hand. I'm sorry I don't have it. It's been so long ago since I ordered these. Oh, did you hear that? I think the crickling was like from how it was glued in. I don't think it was this cracking. That's pretty thick. I don't know about banging it off of something. Oh, yeah, hook got me. But that's fairly stout. I hear a little creakly, but I'm putting quite a bit of force on it. But I think that I mean, as long as you don't throw it, hard as you can into docks and stuff like that, it should hold up somewhat. I mean, all these are gonna the ATVs, if you splash them in the water, they'll break. I probably wouldn't recommend slashing that one hard into the water. But overall, not horrible. I want to say, don't hold me to it. This was a $7.50 or $8.50 bait, something like that. $8, something like that. Okay, that's number one. And we might as well just put him on the pile of stuff I gotta go through. This feels like not like it didn't even feel like a swim bait. I don't know what this is, to tell you the truth. Let's just open it up. Oh no, this is not swim baits. This, I just ordered a bundle because like for 11 bucks, we'll go ahead and get them out of the way. If you guys remember, right, those little underspin swim jigs. So I just ordered, like, they had a bundle. You could buy all the colors for $11. I think there's like 7 of them for 11 bucks. It was cheap. So they're kind of a MegaBass knockoff. We got that color I have caught fish with. This color, that's kind of that good color. That color looks awful funky, but if nothing else, that head looks like a very good colored head. You could always change your skirt out. And of course, just chartreuse and white one. That one, and it's another one. See those little brown things? I will peel those right out, just like I did the black ones. If you guys haven't watched that video, those black ones, I just peeled those out, and I felt this thing gets hit better. Leave the ones with the barred black and white, but the solid black ones, I felt this thing got hit better because it looks like gunk is caught on your bait, and I think the fish feel the same way about it. And I did the same thing on that one. I peeled the solid black ones off, and I felt it got hit better than a regular black and blue one. So yeah, these weren't that, in my mind anyway. They're just like $1.50 a piece for a little. And there is a underspin. See if I can find one that shows up easier. Yeah, see the blade, and there are an underspin is why they're $1.50 or whatever. So let me move these. Oh boy, let's just throw them onto the pile. All right, we have 2 more swim baits, and then that's all we got for today. 2 more swim baits out of like 25 or 7, so we will have gotten like 4 in maybe. All right, let's see if this is facing the right way. Oh, it's upside down. Hang on. So here we go. Are you ready for the big reveal? I think this is an actual bass pattern one. There's a bass. These are all must be made in the same factory. They have the same packaging. They're coming from the same Nowheresville. Let's get him out. It's kind of got the articulation like the S-Waver. There's no names or anything on these. That definitely looks like, it's cut out. Got the fin stuck out. 3D eyes. Hook. Let's make out the joint. So if you guys see that, I could take these, like if you guys watched the thing where I cut some of them down like the Ben Milligan did, Milligan Fishing. Them MFers over there, because of Milligan Fishing, MF, yeah, they're not all truly MFers over there. But anyway, you could cut that on this bait without it leaking if you wanted to. But we're going to try them just the way they are. It's got the soft tail. I guess, did I mention that on the other bait? It's got a soft tail also. Kind of some bass. Because you guys know me. I think a lot of times if you can get a little bass distressed look going, that's where your big fish will strike. This looks like the same. I'm pretty sure these are coming from the same place. This has a bigger hook size, but they look like the same exact cheap hooks. And they're pointed almost in. I'll probably try them just the way they are. I don't know if I'm going to spend the money just to go get a bunch of hooks for a bait that doesn't get hit. It may have to prove itself and at least get hit before I switch out hooks on that bait. So there's those. We got one more. No, wait, we got a bunch more. Sorry, I'm losing my mind. I got a big one up there. I'm in a hurry to get things done. I rush and rush. What's that song? Anybody know? You don't know. I don't know either. It's in my head now. I think it's a country song. Anybody commenting? 20 some. Oh, by every chicken fried steak. I didn't think you'd be up. Chicken fried steak in the house. Yeah, it's a little crazy today. Chicken fried steak. Swap hooks and run what you run. Alright, here is, oh no, what do I have here? Here's a bunch of something. Hang on. Oh, these are our baits we already had in different colors. So if you guys remember, these are the first ones I started out last year or whenever with AliExpress. So I just wanted to get, oh, there's a new different one. That's a different one. That's one of the ones I got them one. I don't know about that color though. I thought it was, that could be anything though. It's kind of got that bass look, or it could be anything. And then there's a smaller version of it, kind of thing. All right, we may be onto something. We're gonna open these up. 1 second. Okay, so here, I thought I already had this color. Maybe I don't. Ow! Ooh, that hook. That hook jumped up and got me, guys. It got me. Got me. Didn't get me good. So just another same old, same old. You can cut these down if you guys remember it also. I'm going to probably leave the rest of mine alone. So far that extra little ump hadn't done anything. That looks like a pretty good color. I don't have anywhere to go with almost all these baits. These little ones I kind of do. They will fit in a regular box. Some of these bigger baits, I don't even know what I'm going to do with all this stuff. Here's the ones that I've been kind of waiting for. They're kind of like a copy, smaller versions of like the TKs and the K9s, Tiny Clash 9s. Oh, they come with a little pouch you can keep. So you get different tails. Hook with the little hook keeper thing. It's kind of cool. I want to say, don't hold me to it. These were somewhere between 13 to 16 bucks for these. They were a little more money. But in the swim bait world, that's pretty cheap. Some of these swim bait things get outrageous. So that's cool. They got, let me make sure it's empty. So we got green, yellow, black. I would have liked to have had a black one of those. And then clear. Of course, you could always just Sharpie that. And then we've got two different bills. I think this is just a replacement. Let me check them. Or are they different sizes? No, I think that's the same exact bill. So you get one replacement bill. And it's definitely kind of flexy, so it shouldn't break real easy. It's not like hard plastic. It's hard, but it's got give. So So let me set those to the side. Let's take a look at this bait. Let's take a look at these hooks. Now see, those don't look too bad. They're definitely sharp. Like I think this bait is going to work right off the bat. I don't even know. Should I read the instructions? Which way does this thing go in? I would think that it goes with a little bit of the thing at the back. I don't know. That does not... I mean, it goes in, but it almost feels like it will come out real quick. But that's kind of cool. I never keep these on anything. So let's go with, I'm going to go with the green tail turned up, maybe down. So, look at that, it goes way over. So you got that bait right there. You can do all kinds of configurations with these. You can use them like just a wake bait without that. You can put, and then change out tails accordingly, or you can put this tail this way or spin it around where instead of going down, it comes up. With that, we'll give it a little bit different action. So awesome little baits. Of course, like every other one, it's got way too much orange on the belly in my opinion. But I do like that color. It's just that kind of a darker metallic-y. I think that it kind of could be a bluegill, a bass, you don't know what, if it didn't have so much orange. So let's pull the bigger one out. I'm going to have a mess. Jeez. I'm going to be here. I think the first thing I'm going to do is after I do it in the live stream is I'm going to pull all the last tech stuff, put it in a pile, and then I won't have to worry about how fast I get to get this done. As long as I'm done by Friday night, basically. So here's the big boy. Let's pull him out. I don't even have a spot here to weigh anything. So we do get a black and a clear long tail. We'll call those long tails. And I want to say some of these sites I saw where you could order like the tail thing, you know, a bunch of tails, like a little replacement pack thing. I'm going to end up hooking myself. So there went one of the blades. Okay, so same kind of deal. You get two blade, let me double check, two bills that is. They're the same thing, same bill, so just a replacement one for if and when. Sounds like you may lose one. This cool looking fin here, that's about the color we've been trying to track down. Kind of I don't even know what kind of fleck that is in there, but it's definitely like a very small gold flake maybe. So let's stick that tail in. And since the other one was down, we'll go up. Tail up. Looks like an airplane now, right? Let's see how well this... I think this is the right way. There it went. And I heard by what's his face is like you don't just try to pull out, you twist like that is how they pop out easy. So it's in there. Let's double check the little one. Yeah, it popped in. So like this way, I think it'll take a hit. It's just when you go to take them out, it's real easy if you just twist them like that. So they should stay pretty good. Who knows? Now this sucker is a good looking color once you get it out. So like here, you can kind of make out the bass, the lateral line look to it, and it's got a purple up at the front, and then just a regular like dark, almost black, so darker green it's black or whatever. That is not a bad looking bait either. Of course you could take, and you guys comment, I'm so new to this. Oh man, that thing definitely gets in there. That is not easiest to get back out. Jeez. I think think this tail doesn't matter. I don't think. So yeah, it slides up pretty easy, but that one's hard to get out. So yeah, cool these are cool here. Anxious to get them all in the water. I can tell you right now, this one is not as heavy as the S-Waver 168. It's close to within range. This little dude you can fling. You could throw this with a medium. It's like what these guys are. It's right there. It's probably even lighter than these, or about the same. So you could just fling it with regular medium heavy stuff, no problem with these guys. I wouldn't even be afraid. Like anything you'd set like a basically anything you would throw your 3/4 ounce rattle traps, that kind of stuff with, these swim baits, like you can handle that, no problem, in my opinion. That's my opinion. All right, one final box, and then we are gonna get out of here, let you guys go, and I got to do some cleaning because, yeah, I got a lot of stuff to do. I am editing a video right at the moment as we speak, talking about the rod. I was getting ready to say something about the rod that I guess you could almost throw that little swim bait, but probably not. The X-Pride 610 medium, that bait is probably a little too big, but the Poison Adrena medium plus, I wouldn't be afraid to throw that bait, no problem. So where's the front? Let's see what's in this biggest bag, all the way from AliExpress, China. I'm knocking stuff over, tails are falling. There's a bunch of stuff. Should I pull it all out at once? Let's just do it. There it all is, whatever it is. Alright, here we go. That's a big boy. That one just got bigger. He just got probably a little longer than that dude. Let me move these back. He is definitely bigger than that dude. So yeah, we just got into big boy territory with this one. Bigger tails, bigger everything. There's the two lips. Now this one we only got, I think, ow! That hurt. I think we only got blacktail. We got the regular blacktail and then another black one and two lips. Actually like, I think the styling of these hooks, I don't know how well, we'll just have to try them and see. Split, I don't know how strong, but they're definitely big. So that dude, let's just put the long tail, V-tail on him too, so we can compare the size. So we got that big dude, the little dude, and then the real little bitty dude. So then this one, oh, here's another different style, but a big bait. We got this big dude. I know, I said dude a lot. Big guy, let's call him big guy. I like that color. He's got this tail that's, I guess you could call it pinned in there. got like a matte paint finish. This one just, I don't know, it almost seems kind of fancier. Like, oh wow, ow, those hooks are sharp. So size wise, it's pretty close. It's like right there, about even in heft and size and whatever. So I think I won't have a problem. I just don't know if I should be throwing this with a 20-pound test. I don't know. I probably need a bigger reel and go with my 40-pound braid that I've got coming and 25 or 30-pound leader. I haven't decided yet. I mean, these are cheap, but they're not that cheap. These are like 15. I think these are like $15, $18 baits, these bigger ones. So yeah, we definitely have some bigger. We have a lot of options now for swim baits, and from big to the little dink. And one more. Oh, that dude's bright. So yeah, this is the same as that guy, just in a crazy bright color. But you could do, like I said, if you wanted to tone this down, or, you know, actually you can paint these suckers yourself if you want to. I don't know if you guys ever heard Mike Gilbert talking about like the Hinkle shads and different stuff, just painting them himself. If they, you know, if something fades or whatever, just spraying some silver spray paint on the side. You could always change the colors of these if you want. This one's clear enough you can see what they got going on in there. See how they got the weight. Definitely going to make some noise. So yeah, this one just came with 2 clear tails. So technically you could put clear tail on that one. You could doctor this one up if you want, put a black tail. You could actually add some green, take away the pink on the head and do some different stuff if you wanted to. Got a white belly, kind of clear. It actually doesn't look bad, except for I don't know about that whole pink nose piece. Pretty sure when I bought these 2 were like a package thing for a certain price, and they were pretty cheap, is I think how I bought those, because I wanted that color. That color kind of has that carpy look, bait fishy look. So yeah, alright, that will wrap up so far. That's just the beginning of the biggest bundle I have coming. I don't know if it's going to be here this week or not. There were like 10 baits in that one from one store. This was just this bait came from a separate owned store. So did this other one, because these were more the ones that are like copies, I think, of a higher end bait. These I think are just like what you would get at a Bass Pro. They're kind of just a I guess intended to be just a cheap, you know, swim bait. I don't know that they've copied any higher end one, but they definitely have the capabilities. You know, if you swim it, if you want to tweak on this and give it, you know, let that go a little, you don't have to necessarily shave it all the way off and let it go all the way. Maybe you just need to tweak it a little bit, or you can cut it down some and then put you some bumpers on it if you want it quiet. Well, you ain't gonna get that one quiet. That one's got a loud rattle in it, or not a rattle, it's a knocker. So that's going to be noisy. I want to say this dude was noisy, wasn't he? Nope, this dude's silent, just awake. So probably the little clacking of this will make a little noise. Awake dude. Bass imitation. And then our other dudes, they make, yeah, they got like a very little knocker in them. These dudes are pretty loud. This guy, was he loud or is he quiet? I can't hold everything. Hang on, let me stick myself. I did too, that hurt. Oh my God, that hook is sharp. Don't let anybody tell you it's not. Okay, so there's something in there. There's a little something in there that makes some noise. Ah, dang. These hooks are sharp. I'm curious what this one swims like, how well it swims. Like if I had to pick these out of a lineup, like which ones, and maybe just for the fact because it's like a matte finish, it just looks like it's got like fish catching potential. And it looks like that tail will just be there for the life of the bait. It may not be, but it looks, you know, has that feel to it. Alright guys, I gotta get out of here. 40 some minutes. I need to clean this mess up. And I think I may have these, another size of these coming, I'm not sure, or a couple different colors. One thing is if you guys end up finding a size you like and you order some different colors, the tails, you know, from this size will interchange as far as colors or the bills. And a lot of times it, like if I go out there and I find that I like these one way or the other, maybe I like the little ones as a true with the lip or something, you could always glue that in. If like you lose one, you're like, oh God, I only got one left and I really like it better with that in, you could always glue it in. And because I'm not even sure where I'm going to like any one of these with or without the bill, you know, what tail or whatever. Yeah, that dude there should be money. I should be able to catch a fish on this one for sure. Actually, this one will catch a fish too. He's small enough. He's just like those other ones you get around a early morning bite. That little dude should catch some. I'll be curious though if I get anything on these guys. Here in the Midwest, that's going to take a pretty good chunk. That's bigger than a whopper plopper, the big whopper plopper. But I know we got fish around here that can do it. I don't know how many more big ones like this I got coming. I think the next one's maybe this size. I don't know, there may be a few more big ones. Let's compare our big guy. I think so this was our $10 one. And he is about overall the same size because this tail's so long. But he kind of looks like a more menacing size than even that guy. They're roughly close. So yeah, big baits are in. If the tequila baccarat won't handle them, which it possibility, these right here, these four I just got, it may be like, oh dude, that's just too much stress to try, you know, just lobbing it out there. I may break down and track down whatever one of those cheap $100 alternatives are. Or if I went with the Victory, I would just get the heavier Victory, not that lighter one we had, because it wouldn't be, I don't think it would be that good for these. It's basically going to go just a little higher than what the tequila baccarat could have. That's why I just went a different route there. So anyway guys, hopefully you liked that unboxing. Stay tuned, a lot more coming up. If you haven't watched the last few videos to do with the big blade and you know, comparison to the Mini Max and all that, watch those. The one you'll be seeing probably tomorrow, just my take on the Shimano X Pride 610 medium. Is it the best jerkbait rod ever? Maybe not ever, but it's an excellent jerkbait rod. I have not tried any of the MegaBass options, the 110 stick or the 110 special. The 110 stick is 6'5". The 110 special, I think, should be just about like what the Poison Adrena medium plus is, 6'11". So I do love the 6'11" medium plus Poison Adrena. It's a possibility. The 110 Special may be on my list of rods to get and do a shootout between it and the Poison Adrenaline. Not just for jerkbaits, but for like all around rod for that mid before you get into the big stuff. Anyway, a lot more coming. Thanks for watching, guys. Get out and go bass and bonsai. Make sure you have fun putting up your baits.